Hey, spiritual superstar. So, spiritual warfare, what is that and what do you do about it? Spiritual warfare is when you are under attack and you feel it on multiple levels. We're going to talk about the different ways that you feel it in this video, and we're going to talk about exactly what to do to make it stop. Okay? I'm Nicole, founder of Spiritual Guidance Academy, where I help you master your spiritual gifts, learn all about spiritual guidance, and how to hear from divine source. So let's go right into the video. Spiritual warfare is something that I believe all of us have felt, but not all of us have recognized as spiritual warfare. When you are in the down and the dumps, when you are at the lowest of your life, when you feel like your life can't get any better, when you feel like just obstacles keep coming at you, when you feel like every time you wake up, there's a different thing that's going to meet you and try to take your peace, that's spiritual warfare. One of the ways that I can really explain this to you is probably the best way I can explain it to you is one of the things that I went through in college. First time I went to college, I was 18, and many of you have felt this. Many of you go through it now. I have gone through it multiple times thereafter. So this is an attack when you are faced by jealousy and envy, and you feel that attack because of the negative intentions that are coming your way. Well, I had started being unable to wake up in my dorm room. I could not wake up when I wanted to, and while I was asleep, I was being chased by demons. I was being attacked. There was claws coming out from the dark at me, and I was waking up sore, like I had been in a battle. I had literally been in a physical fight for my life. And who would be looking at me from the other side of the dorm room? The roommate. Well, turns out after all of this stuff that I was going through, out of body experiences, I could see myself from the ceiling looking down on myself, and just all kinds of things. I was on the brink of failing, dropping out of college. She, as it turns out, was very jealous of me and my boyfriend, and really had a crush on him, and never told me anything. There were times that I would be waking up and be in a cold sweat, and I never sweat. I never used to sweat. I didn't work out, and so sweating in my sleep like that was extremely unusual. But I was very aware of my spiritual gifts, and I knew how God talked to me, and I knew that I had my relationship with my angels and our ancestors. But I had never gone through such a scary spiritual warfare in my life before. And so we did certain things, and I'll share with you a little bit later how you can find out definitely the things that we did to stop it. But she would be laughing at me, sitting on the other side of the bed, just laughing as soon as I would wake up. And I would ask her, didn't you see me struggling to wake up? And she said, yeah. Why didn't you wake me up? Because it was funny. And she would just laugh. So one way of spiritual warfare is the attack from other people that are jealous and envious of you. And spiritual superstars, there's going to be times that people are going to hate on you. And sometimes you're going to feel like that can't be. Why would they be jealous of me? And it's going to happen. And so many times, if you're a giver, if you're just that humbled, modest person that feels like, why would anyone be jealous of you? You might not be aware of it, and you might be very ignorant to the direction that that negative energy is coming from. And when I say ignorant, I mean just not being aware and just being more naive and gullible that it's right there in your face, and it could be a frenemy, okay? Could very well be a family member, could be a coworker, could be an in-law, could be, there's so many scenarios there. And so one of the things that I had to do, though, immediately, this came from the elders in our family, because again, I'm a seventh generational seer, visionary, shaman, and my mother knew who to contact within our bloodline, and excuse me, and so they flat out told me, Nicole, you need to ask her this. And while they're doing their work where they're at, they told me to ask her if she believed in God. And I said, I'm not going to ask her that. I'm 18, and of course she believes in God. I've never met someone that looks like me and doesn't believe in God, and and all that stuff. And they said, you need to ask her that, and they're doing their stuff, where they're at, and we're working our end. You need to do that. So, all right. When I had the out-of-body experience and seeing myself lay there on my bed, and my friends come in and I couldn't wake up. I couldn't communicate to them to please wake me up and get me out of that room. And she was there, and she literally looked up at me. And so I was paranoid. I was freaked out. I was in the fight for my life. And when I was able to get back into my body, into my human body, I ran out of that room. And after I got into my human body, and I asked her then, do you believe in God? And she said no and laughed. And I ran out of that room to the registrar's office and changed my room. They only had one room available, and it was across the the hallway. And I took it. And it was one of my girlfriends, so that was really cool. And she had asked for a single room. That's what her parents and her paid for. She was like, of course you could come in, and I would love to have you as a roommate and all that stuff. So it was crazy. But as soon as I got out of that wicked space, everything stopped. Now, mind you, you're gonna feel that spiritual attack, even outside of the source of where the energy is coming from. So like, say it's a coworker that is hating on you, that's sending out that negative intentions, and you're feeling it coming into you. You'll feel it at home too. You'll feel it if your coworker isn't even in that day. You'll feel it if you're on vacation, if you have been on sabbatical or on a leave, that attack still will be coming. And so that brings me to another situation where coworker, actually she was my manager, and she was very jealous of me getting pregnant, and I was on a high-risk pregnancy. This was my first baby that I knew was going to make it, and and this was a big deal. And so my doctor took me off immediately and put me on full-time bed rest, and I was like a month pregnant. And so she immediately started doing all this weird stuff, and it was really strange. I mean, really trying to fight my disability and trying to just load all this casework. I was handling Fortune 500 accounts, and she was trying to put so much more on my caseload, and she was taking credit for my work and all this stuff that would have normally stressed me all the way out. And people started asking, what is her deal? Why is she just really laying it on so thick to you? What is the deal between you two? And I'm just like, I have no idea. And well, so much happened that the managers literally got together, and with the general manager and HR literally got together, and it was like 5 of them, and HR said, who wants to take Jennifer as an employee? They all were like, we'll take her. And I ended up going to another manager, And that's how crazy it was. And when that happened, she admitted to me that she was jealous of me because she didn't think she would ever have any more children. And when she found out that I was pregnant, we were the same age, that she thought, well, maybe she could have a baby too. And she just said she didn't know how to react to that. She didn't know how to treat that. She didn't know how to, feel about that. And she literally said that she was really jealous of me. And she ended up having a daughter, getting pregnant, getting married, and having her own daughter and all that stuff. So that intention, that negativity stopped once I got to another department. And at the same time is when she admitted to me that she was jealous of me, and she apologized, and she bought the baby all this stuff. She bought my daughter a bunch of stuff from the baby shower. I didn't invite her to the baby shower, but she felt so overwhelmed with guilt that my coworker said she just ran out and bought a ton of stuff when they were like, yeah, we're going, on lunch break to get Jennifer some stuff for her baby shower and everything. And she just ran out. And when I tell you she bought the baby a whole bunch of stuff, my mother was like, make sure you wash it. I don't trust that. So anyway, spiritual warfare can really knock you down, knock you on your feet, knock you flat on your back. And it can also come in finances, financial spiritual warfare. It can come in your attacks on your children. It can come in from any source of energy that is evil. So when it comes from somebody, they are being used by and for ungodly energy. There's no two ways around it. There's no mixing of words there. They are not being led by godly energy. And so it's really important, spiritual superstars, to protect yourself and to stay armed and protected with the coat of armor, which is God's mercy and God's grace. You can call God Jehovah, the Most High, Alpha and Omega, Spirit, Source. There's no gender with our Creator. That's our own limited human language when we say Him or we say her. God, our higher power, our Creator, is all love. So there's no gender specific, there's no denomination, there's no religious umbrella. There is evil energy and there is godly divine energy. And spiritual warfare is an attack that comes in as a psychic attack and as a metaphysical attack on your human body, on your family. It comes in as a financial attack, an emotional attack, a mental attack on someone's mental state and health. There was, I know somebody very well that just spiraled after the loss of someone very dear to them. And they just literally went off the deep end and had a nervous breakdown, had a mental breakdown. And the look on that person's face was like, whoa, like it was way more than a mental breakdown. And the stuff they were saying, it was just, they were spewing hate and just so many ungodly things. It was very clear that they were not only they were experiencing spiritual warfare, but they were absolutely being used by demonic energy. And in my strongest opinion, having seen that enough times to know the difference, and having really trained and learned under my elders and my family, there's no doubt about it to me. And once that happens, the best thing for you to do when you realize there's an attack coming in from a person that you know is to go in the opposite direction and to immediately, whenever you feel like you're under spiritual attack or psychic attack or spiritual warfare, you definitely put on the armor of the Most High. Put on your coat of armor, keep it on. And so let's go into how you do that. And I'll go in a couple of ways, and then I'm going to refer you to a place that's going to really, really help you tremendously how to learn how to deal with spiritual warfare every single time and be able to stay protected from it, because you can notice it coming and you can stop it from coming. And the first thing is you practice spiritual safety. That's the number one thing that we teach over at spiritualguidanceacademy.com is spiritual safety, because we don't play that cat and mouse with energy that's not of God. We don't play around with it because we don't control it. Right? And so if we ever have let it control us, or you get in that kind of situation, it's simply because you let your guard down. And I don't say your physical guard down, I mean your spiritual guard down. So we practice spiritual safety, and a part of that is to make sure you wake up prayed up. Now, when I say prayed up, I wake up grateful. That's a prayer, as I say thank you for waking me up. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you so much for letting me be healthy, happy. I have another beautiful day in front of me of unlimited, untapped potential. You know, I've got resources at my fingertips. And I start calling in my affirmations, because once you open your eyes and you let the day come at you, without protecting yourself and calling on our higher power, then you've opened yourself up to the energies that are undoubtedly there already. There's energies around you while you're sleeping. So when you wake up, energies are still there. So we wake up, we show gratitude, and we ask for what God's will is. We ask for thy will to be done, and I promise you, boom, once you start doing it, that thing will come to you, and you'll get your spiritual guidance, and you'll know what to do for that day, of what that big domino is that you need to do in order to have a satisfying day. Now, along your day, you're going to experience energy. You're going to experience obstacles. Things are going to happen, but also good things are going to happen. Blessed things are going to happen. Excitement, adventure, and just all love is going to happen also. So you want to make sure you're not being blindsided, right? So let's say it's a financial spiritual attack or spiritual warfare. You might get an eviction notice. You might get on your mortgage, you might, your mortgage might balloon. It could be anything dealing with finances. You could get laid off. It could be you get fired. You could get blamed for stealing something you never took. Whatever it is, it hits your pocket. A bill unexpectedly, shows up, or your lights are getting cut off. You had no idea your bill was $1,000, or whatever it is. You have to be prayed up first, right? And so that next thing, when it's happening, you ask for your spiritual guidance to be done. Please show me my spiritual guidance. Please show me my spiritual guidance. Please show me my spiritual guidance. Okay, what do I do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Because in that moment, you're freaked out. You're freaked out whenever you are under attack and you feel it. You get that hot, cold feeling and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? You don't react out of fear, because that's that negative energy, and the spirit of lack wants you to do that. And you are protected. You are a child of the Most High. You are blessed and highly favored to succeed and to prosper. And prosperity follows you everywhere you go. You just need to know how to pull it out, because it's in here. It's all in your mind. So you're going to see it in your mind's eye. All you have to do is ask for it. The next thing that you want to do is take action. A lot of times when we're under spiritual warfare or spiritual attack, we fail to take action because that fear-based energy is very real. I don't know anybody that doesn't feel fear. I don't care how successful they are. If we're human, we feel fear, and we're part human, because you're the soul within your human. But because you're the soul within your human, you also know that you have a very personal, private, strong connection with our Creator. And so now that you know that comes first and foremost. And you know that you have all the resources that you need, plus you are that resilient that you're going to get through this temporary block, this obstacle that is spiritual warfare. It cannot stop the blessings that Divine Source has for you. It cannot, it will not, and that's what you must say. When you take that next action based on your spiritual guidance, and your spiritual guidance may be, sit still. And it may be the hardest thing for you to do, because the one thing you want to do is go running. Where are you going to run to? So Spirit's going to tell you, sit still. Let Spirit talk to you. Take those deep breaths in. Exhale out. You know, it's a perfect time to meditate because boom, once you still that nervous energy, that fright energy, then spirit can talk to you, right? Because now what are you doing? You're moving in faith. Now you're behaving as you are naturally a child of the Most High. So that spiritual guidance is going to come in, boom, boom, boom. You're going to know exactly what to do. When I was facing eviction, I came home one day. I had an eviction notice on my apartment door. And the first thing I did was, who saw this? Who else saw this? I was so embarrassed. And the only apartment that was there was a friend of mine. He was the only one other in that little hallway, in the little foyer. And I just remember feeling really embarrassed. And then I went into my apartment, and long story short, the girl was like, well, you could pay this, you could pay that, and it was too much for me to be paying. So I was like, okay, Spirit, what do I do? Please show me my spiritual guidance the way that I can receive it. And that was my exit out of there. That was my time to move into a better apartment. And it was because I was staying in that location far too long. And I didn't need to take the stuff that was with me. The furniture that I had belonged to someone else in the family. Energy was all up in that furniture. And I was like, this was like maybe my second apartment after I moved out of my parents' home. And so I had the opportunity to either keep all that baggage, keep all that emotional gunk, or really strike out on my own and start fresh. So spiritual superstars, I struck out on my own. I started fresh. I was able to handle that balance with the apartment community, and it was all good. So, and they gave me a lower rate because then by the time I got ready to pay for it, it actually was less than the amount of the monthly rent that was due because they gave me a settlement. And don't ever forget that if you're under financial spiritual attack, ask for that settlement, because people want their money, they want some of it, but guess what? They've already claimed it as a loss. All right, so you offer them what you can give them, and so that you could say this to that energy, and you can move forward with the spirit of prosperity and not the spirit of lack. You want the spirit of abundance, not the spirit of poverty, right? So you're already a walking millionaire. You're already a beautifully blessed, happy, married woman or married man. You're already an amazing, wonderful mom. You're already an amazing father. You're already healthy and just beautiful, beautiful and blessed. You're already everything that you see right here. So always remember that when you are under spiritual warfare or psychic attack, dive deep into the word of the Most High in any sacred spiritual text that you want to dive deep into, but also just call on the Most High. You don't need to dive into a word before you can use your own words and just say, I need help. I need help. Please help me. Lord, please help me. Divine Source, please help me. And thank you so much. You ask and then you be grateful. You ask and then you follow right up with gratitude. I need help. Please help me. What do I do? Please show me my spiritual guidance. And thank you so much for showing me my spiritual guidance. Oh, thank you so much. And then you get right into the praise. Oh, thank you so much, because now, spiritual superstars, you are not only seeing it in your mind's eye of how you want it to come, how you want that outcome to be, you are manifesting it. You are making it happen. So just as much as that spiritual attack, that energy comes to you that's negative, that's ungodly, that's evil, as much as that divine energy, that godly energy, that beautifully blessed energy, that prosperous energy, that healing energy, the abundant energy can come to you too. So you pull it to you, that being grateful, all of that gratitude and all that good energy coming to you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for my beautiful house. If you're in foreclosure, thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting it be wiped off my credit just like that. Thank you so much for giving us the house of our dreams. Thank you so much. Hallelujah. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for giving my beautifully blessed baby. Thank you so much for making sure that I was a millionaire. I feel so good. I can't hardly believe it, but it's real. It's real. I am a millionaire. And thank you so much for making me a 7-time best-selling author. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much, Divine Source. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking away the pain. Thank you so much for taking away the sorrow. Thank you so much for answering our prayers. Thank you so much for bringing my children home. Thank you so much for making my baby healthy, making sure they didn't even need surgery. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I praise thy name. Thank you so much. I mean, you praise, 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 praise. Spirit, divine source, our creator, you open up to the universe and you let the universe send you your desired outcome by seeing it in your mind's eye and jumping into that energy. The spirit of transmutation is how you are going to beat spiritual warfare, and the praise that you give to the Most High. Being open to your spiritual guidance is how you're going to beat that spiritual warfare. And being armed up and protected is how you're going to beat that spiritual warfare. But there's some more tips that I am definitely going to share with you in our Shamanic Reiki Certified Master Class. So you don't want to miss this, because you want to make sure that you can stop the attack before it even begins, okay? You definitely want to avoid having any spiritual warfare come your way. You want that energy that's coming at you like a heat missile for you to be able to say, and that heat missile come right here and fall down and disintegrate. That's what I'm going to teach you in our Shamanic Reiki Certified Master Class. And I can't wait to see you on the inside. I'm Nicole Andre V, founder of Spiritual Guidance Academy. I help you master your spiritual gifts, learn all about spiritual guidance, and how to hear from the Most High. So I'll see you on the inside. Don't forget, get on over there and register. I'll see you soon. Mwah. Love you.